Alright, here we go. I need a better intro. Did you think of a really good intro for me? Leave it in the comments below. But here we go. It's Halloween hangover week. Hopefully you got your dead tax worth of candy. It's the only thing that I can think of about that's bad about not having kids is I don't get candy on Halloween. I mean, I can go buy it myself, but I'd rather like deduct it in a tax form, which I think is just more fun. So, Halloween hangover, so I'd had a great week fantasy-wise. I won all my leads except one, and I'll tell you why. Russell Gage and Emmanuel Sanders were my flex and wide receiver two. And I threw Russell Gage in there after hearing the Calvin Ridley news. And I hope you get mentally better. I respect him for standing up and doing that for himself. And hopefully he's going to be back. But Russell Gage got nothing. It was, I don't know what happened with that offense. I didn't watch the game. Kyle Pitts is now pretty much the only weapon they have besides Cordell Patterson. And who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? So then my next guy was Emmanuel Sanders. I knew he was going to, not do as good as he has been. But zero? He didn't catch any of his passes. I don't care what kind of quarterback you are. You throw 4 passes at a receiver, and he doesn't catch them, you're going to stop looking his way. So I'm concerned. However, Cole Beasley's a little banged up. I'm not sure if he's going to be held back or limited for this week yet. I'm watching it, so I may keep Sanders in my lineup. And the matchup is pretty juicy. However, they may rely on the running game for once. So we'll see what happens. So we've got a lot of news to cover. I'm just going to go down the list. Who the fuck is Mike White? I actually had to look this up. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. An actual quarterback. And he looked better than Jack Wilson. So, I forgot. He was Dallas Cowboys' third-string quarterback back in 2018. And, he was on he got dropped in 2019. I mean, I looked all this up. Signed to the practice squad for the Jets. And then from then on, they've been activated, dropped. That poor guy, but... he came out, had a strong showing, and good for him. Hopefully, he finds his place. And I don't think you should start him. If I grabbed him in my dynasty league just as a joke before he played, and I'm getting trade offers for him now. So I don't think I'm going to do him because I have desperate need of quarterback. I want to see how he does in this game. Although if you do have him, and in Dynasty, and someone's offering anything, I would go ahead and take it. But in my league, quarterbacks are like running backs. My Dynasty league specifically, where it's so hard to get one. And I also had Cooper Rush as well. So let's talk about that. Cooper Rush showed up. It showed up well. He played well, and I can see why Mike McCarthy and the Dallas Cowboys kept him on. The Vikings, however, they got beat by a second-string quarterback at home. So Mike Zimmer should be in a hot seat now. I'm a huge fan of him. I like the coaching style. I like the way he played. But he needs to take a year off like Mike McCarthy and readjust his strategy to modern NFL schemes, because it's not working. With all the weapons he had, he should be like a sleeper Super Bowl contending team, and it's not working. So, next, Allen Robinson. I'm bringing him up because I finally dropped him. And that's for Christian Kirk. After this week, I was done. I was like, there's nothing going to turn around. I'm done. He's somebody else's problem. Kind of like any San Francisco running back that we had in the beginning of the year. He was the backup for, originally for, man, I'm blanking. Not Trey Lance, wow, I'm completely fucking blanking. Alright, well, moving on, sorry, sorry to the listeners out there, I completely forgot what the running back name were. Well, that just says something! The guy that I took in, the 5th round, ended up being, he's still in the waiver wire now. So Allen Robinson, I held on to him too long, even though I told you guys like 2 weeks ago to go ahead and drop him. I did not. I didn't follow my own advice, and I'm done. So I'll tell you one team that I have where I helped somebody draft, like on the phone, because they know I'm obviously big into fantasy. And here's the team: McCaffrey, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Allen Robinson, and Brandon Ayuk. And I they ended up getting T.J. Hawkins in the 5th, but ouch. Oh, they also have Chris Carson. Yeah, I feel bad. He's never going to call me again. All right, let's get on to some other drama. Henry Ruggs has been dropped from the Oakland Raiders, and due to a very bad accident where someone didn't walk away, and he was at fault. He would was drunk, and I feel terrible for him. I'm not bagging on him. I've been in that situation where I was in a wreck and not everybody walked away, so I know the pressure and the sorrow that he feels, and I feel horrible for him. So I'm not really going to talk about it too much. I will say David Carr, who I don't know why I just love the guy. And he did what I thought like a real quarterback would do. He came out and he showed support for Henry Ruggs. He said I'm sending him my thoughts and prayers. It's a terrible time for him, and I'm really glad he did that because he kind of like stopped people from bagging on him before it started. And so good for you, Derek Carr. All right, moving on. Odell Beckham Jr. I don't know what's going on. He's been excused from practice like 3 times now. Basically, not on the team. I know they're really trying to trade him. I'm surprised New Orleans did take him because that bullshit with Michael Thomas. I'm not sure Michael Thomas is going to be. If you don't know, Michael Thomas had to go back under the knife, and he's really mismanaged his whole injury. And New Orleans is fed up with him, even though they're being very polite about it. So Odell Beckham Jr. would have been a great addition to the team for pennies on the dollar, and they couldn't make it happen. So, and I thought that may have been Cleveland being just a little too greedy, but let's go back to how this whole thing started. They've been trying to hide the drama about him being punted to Cleveland Browns, which I never understood why he was. I mean, I understand the Cleveland Browns, but look, it's a good team now. Like, I don't see why I didn't buy into it, but I don't think he's causing this drama. Cleveland Browns are causing this drama, like the front office. Look, his dad posted a video mocking the quarterback. It's just dad. Like, who cares? Like, yeah, we all have that one parent that gets like way into the kids' sport, be it high school, college, or even professional. Like, the parent, like, he can do whatever he wants. Like, it's free speech. You're gonna punish the guy that you're paying millions of dollars for because something his dad said. There's something to be said about like creating a toxic locker room, but I don't know. Like, it's just there's no need for that. Like, I don't know what the Cleveland Browns are doing. Like, I'm a closet fan of theirs, and I don't like this. So it's just going to create more bad blood. So anyway, trade. The only trade that really like stood out to me was obviously the Von Miller trade. Von Miller from Denver Broncos traded to the Los Angeles Rams for a bunch of picks, and that was a great move by both teams. Von Miller is in the later half of his career, not as good as he was like when he basically. Let's be very clear: when he won the Super Bowl with Denver Broncos, he won that Super Bowl. He shut down the defense because Peyton Manning couldn't get a whole lot done offense-wise because his offensive coordinator was Adam Gase. Hello! But Von Miller deserves the Super Bowl that he won. He's been a great, solid player, and he really feels a need for the Los Angeles Rams. So Um, Denver Broncos weren't going to be able to get anything for him like after this year, and you know, LA Rams are in win now mode. So good for them. Good for both sides. It was a great business deal for both of them involved. And if Los Angeles doesn't at least get to the Super Bowl, man, I think heads are going to roll. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have news-wise. It just seems like a lot, but apparently I've only got 10 minutes worth. So, let's talk about drunken DFF. Like I told you, that we're going to do waiver wires this week. So, now obviously, if you are looking to go get Adrian Peterson or McNichols, when the Titans could now, Derrick Henry's out, but I already had McNichols in my dynasty, so I'm smart, you know. People overpay for Adrian Peterson, and I'm just, maybe I mean I'm a fan of Adrian Peterson. I hope he gets that 450 yards he needs to beat Barry Sanders' record. So good for him. But he's 36 years old, and I felt like an old man at 34. So good luck, buddy. All right, let's get into drunken DFF, and I'm just gonna pull up what I have, so we can just kind of talk about it. I went with some very, very wacky pick this time, and that's why we continue to call it drunken DFF. Alright, and so in one lead, they get the lead that we pay out every week to first, second, and third. And if I can just figure out how to pull up my lineup. Here we go. So this is the one that I'm sticking with Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp until the bye week. So Matthew Stafford is my quarterback. My running backs are Alvin Kamara and McNichols from Tennessee Titans. In order to get those premiums, I had to go bottom barrel for the receivers, and that was McCole Hartman, Rondell Moore, and then overpaid for Cooper Kupp, who I love. Tight end is Zach Ertz. I was surprised how cheap he was. I think he's really going to pop. So Zach Ertz, I think, is in most of my DFF lineups across all the platforms. So and then I took a risk with Hollywood Brown from Minnesota, not Minnesota, Baltimore Raven as my flex, and then not a lot of great, inexpensive defense this week, but I went with the Chargers. I don't feel great about it, but everything else is just too lopsided. I mean, the Bills are, would be the perfect one that's going to score a lot, but it just costs too much. You never want to spend too much on defense. You just want to not get negative. So next other lineup is, so this is the one that's kind of weird, and I mainly based this one on opportunity. So Tula is my quarterback. Nick Chubb is my running back. Austin Eckler is my second running back. So I kind of paid up for those two guys. I paid up for Jamal Chase, who's been amazing. And then we had to kind of go bargain basement with Tim Patrick and Cole Beasley. Now, I'm paying attention to practice reports, and I may swap out Cole Beasley for Emmanuel Sanders because he is technically cheaper. Tight end opportunity of the week is Mike Gesicki. This is the only lead where I think I'm having him. Mike Gesicki. Man, I gotta learn how to pronounce that. Tight end for the Miami Dolphins at a stack with Tula. And then my flex, I'm taking a risk here, but my flex is AJ Green. From what I've heard and what I see stat-wise, he's on the field and the opportunity is always there. But he's kind of like that 10-point baseline for a long time. If they're going to pop out and try to run the defense, San Francisco defense is really good, but they get a really good opportunity. They're not as strong in their secondary as people think they are. So there's an opportunity for them to spread it out. And with the injuries with Hopkins, I think he's going to have a really, really good game. So I'm willing to take the risk on him for only $14 in the Yahoo platform. And then the Chargers are my defense again, because that's the middle of the road deal that I can find. So we're gonna keep it super short today because I have to pack up my car and drive down to Houston for the Houston Whiskey Social event with my company is pouring whiskey at. So we're going to have a lot of fun. It's going to be very Bloody Monday. But I wanted to record a quick show for you guys. And I will see you guys next week. If you have a good intro to the show, comment below and I will do it. So talk to you guys next week. Bye. Follow the show on all streaming platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You can also follow us on Instagram at the Fantasy Tippler and Twitter at Fantasy Tippler.